Your responsibility is to prepare the way for your older self, yourself when you're maybe too old to even take care of yourself. Realizing this with the hope of being prudent, what will you do today to prepare for the future? If you don't do the work, nothing else matters. If you don't put into action what you're trying to learn or trying to aim at, then nothing else matters because you're not going to get results. This is in every facet of life. This is my attempt at putting in the work. Filming this video after doubting myself, doubting my abilities. What I really want to get across in this video is to hopefully open your eyes to the world around you. We have been hypnotized in our culture. I live in the United States. In this particular culture, we are told to go to school, to get a degree, to go in debt, and to enter jobs that we might not be in love with in order to work for someone else, in order to be safe in the future, in order to provide for the future. But when is the future? The future will never come. It is always the present. The present is the only thing we have to live with as human beings. And so there's definitely a shift in our culture of people quitting their jobs and making videos of how they quit their job and they move to a different country in search of happiness. But this is not what I'm saying either. I'm not suggesting happiness as the goal. I'm suggesting something deeper. And I'm not even sure what I'm suggesting. It's hard to describe, especially since I genuinely don't have a vision for this video, other than to tell you that the world operates on someone else's plans. But you have to find out for yourself, what is your plan? I have a job where I make maybe 20 to 30K a year, and I have no money, and it's the end of the year. Where did all that money go? Food, rent, I don't buy clothes. I don't spend money on a lot of unnecessary things. Some furniture this year. I am a very minimalistic person. How did all my money leave? It's because I haven't been aware of it. Because I haven't had a plan for it. And it's interesting because thinking about high school, everyone in my high school had a vision of what school they were going to go to. I know there were a few people that I was closer with that were like debating on whether or not to go to college, but it was very few, if any. There may have been one other person in my class. People got good grades, kept their heads down, didn't make a lot of noise, stuck to the script, and then went to college and are now in debt. What I'm trying to say is, do you question for yourself where you're going or who you are? Because if you don't question for yourself, then you have no soul. You have no heart. You have no authenticity. If you have no opinions that are different, then why even exist? Rules are good. Values are better. But what dream do you have? What dreams do you have? You have dreams for a reason. You have goals inside of your head for a reason. I personally have more than I probably need. More that distract me from maybe one or two things that I really should be great at this point. But it's fine, we're learning. I think what's more important at this part of history as well is to be authentic, is to have a voice, is to think for yourself. Because all the sci-fi books that you read about in school, funny enough, the ones that warn of a future you don't want to be part of are books like 1984 by George Orwell, where the consciousness of humanity becomes constricted and specific. And this is evil. Someone was saying communism, I think it may have been Jordan Peterson, maybe not. Communism will never work. And the reason it will not work is because if you plant an evil seed, the fruit will always be evil. Communism is an evil idea in its essence. It is not because of the improper government. This is just what I heard. It is not because of the wrong kind of leader. Communism itself is a false ideology for human beings to live by. Because there is a level of difference. There is hierarchy. When you lose that hierarchy, you lose that individualism. And what I'm ultimately wanting to say in this video is you should care to discover yourself. I just want to remind you, like, this world and the way it's created is not for you to thrive. It's to bog you down and to take advantage of you, which is extremely evil. Even down to the food you eat. Like, a lot of it is processed. It makes you tired. It makes you bloated. It produces cancer. Like, there are things that we should be aware of and take advantage of in the time that we have now. And that's all this video really is, and that's all my videos recently I think have been. Just wanting to remind you to take time to become yourself, to dive into your humanity and discover what dreams God has put inside of you and what things He wants to tell you on a day-to-day basis. What is your vision for life? Where are you going? I can't answer these for you. I'm still trying to figure these out for myself, as I've been talking about. Making slow progress, but progress is, as long as it's consistent, is great. It's exponential in the end if I stick with it. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? What are you aiming at? If you're going the wrong direction, get off now. Turn around. Go the other direction. I was watching a video of this guy who was talking about writing down your dreams, and he wrote down specifically like what he saw from like 5 years into the future. And he said that at that point in his life, he posted maybe 2 months ago, he said, everything I wrote came true. It came to fruition. I opened my notebook yesterday and read a line, and it said something like, I will build a world of people, a community of people that desire to shape and form and improve their world. And then I drew an arrow and wrote their inner world, to be more specific. It's funny because that was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and now I am pursuing that for myself, at least, to evolve my inner world more so than my exterior world, because the inner world is eternal. I hope that I did not waste your time, and I will see you soon, and when I see you next, I will be better, and when you see me next, you will be better as well. Peace from this side of the world.